let's move up. We're going up the ladder here. Let's get to the display themes. This is another favorite of mine. We spent a lot of time on this, and this wasn't a matter of just polling people. You went around here and said, hey, why don't you contribute to this and add your idea for a new theme for this radio?
Yeah, I had everybody making new themes and taking what I liked from this one and from this one.
For those who were not really familiar with the 935G, the original 935G came with 4 color themes. It's a color LCD display, comes with 4 color themes. You've got 2 white and 2 black themes. We've enhanced that and given it 6 more. So there are a total of 10 color themes in this radio now. 10. We have one called Cool, which is a pretty cool theme. And we have one called Rain. We have this one called Rain. We have one called Sky, which is actually my personal favorite theme. We have one called BTWR by Dewey Radios, because those are actually the colors by Dewey Radios, our website theme colors, and one called Candy.
And we also have one called Not a Ruby.
Not a Ruby.
Which was contributed by incredibly famous YouTuber Not a Rubicon.
Yep.
So
he contributed a theme, and his is in there too.
Yep.
So there you go. All right, now let's talk about something that's really amazing.
Where are we going now?
This is a really, really big. There are some other feature.
We're doing your favorite
improvements
feature?
and enhancements, but this is my favorite feature. If you have a UV5R or any other radio that has to be programmed from the keypad, or you've had trouble programming it from the keypad, this is a game changer. This is a channel wizard. Now, programming a channel directly from the keypad of the radio itself has always been an involved process for most radios. This is a completely different thing. You go to that menu option, and it takes you through a step-by-step process of adding it.
You can go to the menu option, but you can also just hold down the menu button, and boom, you're in the channel wizard.
You really have to experience it to really appreciate just how easy it is. And here's a case in point. I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes. It took me just a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes to go through it and figure it out for myself. And I programmed a channel into it right away. It didn't take me long at all. And I programmed 2 or 3 of them in there. And then I just wrote down the steps, very simple steps, add it to the manual. And I thought, wow, this isn't simple. This isn't just simple, easy. This is stupid easy.
Let's talk about the way adding a channel from the keypad worked before. What you would
that
have
could take
to
half an hour.
Well, the Ocean radios, at least previously, if you wanted to copy an existing channel, it wasn't too bad. And a lot of people don't know about this, but if you wanted to say make a new repeater channel that was based on the built-in RPT-15 channel. Like say there's another RPT-15 or another repeater that uses the same frequencies as RPT-15, but you need to change the tones or something and you want it to be another channel. You can just tune to that repeater channel, go to channel add, select your new channel number, and boom, you've got a new channel. But then you have to go back and edit the new channel,
right,
and choose what you want the tones to be and change anything else. That's like the name, all that, and all those are separate menu items.
It got very involved. You have to go back and forth to different menu items.
Yeah. Now with the channel wizard, when you go to a channel and you hold down menu to enter the channel wizard, or you select it from the menu, whatever you prefer, you're immediately editing the channel that you're on. Like it's pre-filled with the information for the channel you're on. When you scroll through, you get the items that are specific to the channel name, the tones, the channel number. If you change the channel number at the end, when you save, you'll immediately get a new channel. The very first step when you enter the channel wizard is the type of channel you want to add. Simplex channel. And if you choose simplex, what you choose from, you don't enter a frequency, you just scroll through the 22 FRS GMRS frequencies. If you choose repeater, you're only scrolling through the 7 repeater frequencies. Or you can add a receive only channel, and in that case, you can type in whatever frequency you want. And then the other options in the channel wizard that are available are sort of the ones that apply to that. Like, for example, receive only channel, you won't need to set a transmit tone. At the end of the process, you can choose you want to save and create a new channel, or you can save and exit back to the radio.
It doesn't, you really don't need to read the manual. Look, I would say you should always read the manual, of course.
But you wrote the manual.
Always read the manual.
You have a vested interest.
Okay, off the track just a little bit. A large portion of our support calls come from people who did not read the manual. And they want to know this, or they're having an issue with that, and it was just a matter of all they had to do was read the manual. And there are cases when, say, John, he's on a call with somebody, and they call him up about some dire issue, and John says, well, did you read the manual? I'll walk you through the process. And all he does is open up the manual, read from the manual, and the guy says, oh, well, this is really easy. So, yeah, read the manual. It'll save you a call.
There is some good stuff in there.
There is.
And I'm sure a lot of people actually do read the manual. Or at least they look at the table of contents and go to what they're trying to figure out.
But we don't get those calls.
Right. Why call?
Right. But with this channel wizard, to me, I think this is pretty amazing. I don't know why no one ever thought about doing this before. It's just I've never seen it on a radio before. This is pretty new. And look, if the UV5R had one of these things, I don't think it would have had to make a UV5R, video showing how to program from the radio. I probably might have anyway, but it wouldn't be as popular as it is. But
I hope
this is just amazing.
I hope people love it. I think that it's going to be a popular feature. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how many people are adding channels.
Well, let me just say this though. This is the first radio that we know of to have a feature like this.
I agree. I've never seen another radio. This is yet another feature for the 935G Plus that is unique.
Yeah,
to it.
Definitely.
Got the weather alerts and now Channel Wizard. You know what I like about the Channel Wizard? I like how we added in like little things. Like if you're entering a tone, you can press the pound sign, I believe, or the star, I forget, one or the other, and clear out your tone. It goes back to off instantly. If you're the channel name will be pre-populated with the channel you were on previously so that it's easy to edit if you want to use that. But you can also press the star key and completely clear it out quickly. So all kind of little shortcuts like that if you're in the channel wizard to make it quicker and even more easier. I like that stuff. All
right. Tell us about the favorite channels. That is pretty cool.
The favorite channels feature is a feature that we first added with the KG-935G. And what it does is allow you to quickly, through a side key assignment, access channels that you've marked as your favorites. Go to any channel you want, and in the menu, there's an option called CH-FAV. If you mark that as on for your channel, then it's in the list as your favorite channel, as one of your favorite channels, and then press a side key to quickly access your favorite channel. If you only have one favorite channel, then you've got a button that just goes straight to your favorite repeater or whatever. If you have multiple, that button will cycle through those channels.
The favorite channels is a pretty cool feature, but there is another one that I think it's also going to be a real cool thing to have, and that is the PF key guide. And for those of you who are familiar with the 935G, the original one, it has a couple of PF or programmable function keys.
There's these two buttons on the side of the radio underneath the PTT. PF1, programmable function key 1, PF2, programmable function key 2.
Now, one of the things we did with the 935G is we made those keys so that you could pretty much program a lot of different functions to each one of those keys on a short and a long press, as opposed to, say, some previous models that you were really, really limited as to what you could program the key to. This gave you a lot more latitude.
You're talking about the initial 935G. Yeah, you could do long press, short press on both buttons, and then each button had the full variety of features. Like you see some radios, like the PF1 can be these 5 things, PF2 can be these 5 things.
And in some cases, fewer than that, maybe just 1 or 2 to choose from.
Yeah, we weren't like breaking ground to actually, it's just common sense. Let's have everything assignable to every function.
But what we did do on this one for the KG-935G Plus is that we have now a PF key quick guide in the radio. So all you have to do is you hold down the exit key. If you forget, like, you've got all these functions going on with these keys, and you can program the keys to pretty much what you want to program them to, what's available to do that. You're out in the field and you forgot what you programmed each key to do on a long and short press. All you have to do is press that exit key and you come up with a legend right there, a little guide that tells you what each key is currently programmed to. I think that's a very cool thing.
I like it. I just don't know that, most people are going to.
People are going to use that.
People will like that, but
it'll get used a lot.
I'm going to use it a lot because I'm testing radios, and I never remember what I've set this, PF1 to or PF2 to, and you have to go into the menu to find out, and you're scrolling. Now I can just hold down exit, and I see what all my keys are set to. But people that use the radio every day, they won't need it because they're going to be familiar enough with the radio that they'll know, they automatically know scan is PF1 or whatever they have assigned.
If they're my age and they're getting up there, then they're going to need something to remind them. Okay, what did I program that PF2 key to do on a short press or a long press? And boom, I can just scroll down. There it is.
I think we've got a lot of customers that aren't using the radio every day. They use the radio on weekends. They use the radio a couple of times a month when they go hunting or, something like that. And you may forget, and knowing that you can just hold down the exit key and see what everything's assigned to, it's going to save you 20 seconds. If
you forget, then you're having to stop and go into the menu and go to the PF key setting and see what you set that PF key for manually. And, there are 4 settings. You've got the PF1 short, PF1 long, PF2 short, PF2 long. You have to go through each one of those in the menu to figure it out. Here, no, you don't have to do that. Just, it's like another wizard. I mean, this radio is full of wizards. Just to make things easier.
Radio full of wizards. Can we use that quote on the box? We're too bad the box is printed already.
We're just full of wizards here.
Radio full of wizards.
So... here's another one here. The message shown on the non-active area when dual mode is turned off and you're in single mode, you've got a little message that pops down on the one that's not being used, the side or the area that's not being used at the moment. You can customize that one. Yeah,
previously that was fixed to KG-935G. So if you were on a single display, not dual display, as it is right out of the box, if you're on single display, you have the second area off, and KG-935G isn't helping anybody. Let's be honest.
You already know what kind of radio you have.
The model is printed right on the screen anyway. You're not going to forget what model the radio. It makes sense that we should just let people customize it. Put their call sign there.
There you go. The call sign is something you can forget, from time to time, and you're right there looking at, that's my call sign.
The radio did have another message area at the top. I mean, there's a banner across the top. We call that the top message, and that was customizable through the software, as it still is. So now there are 2 customizable areas on the display.
Now that one used to be kind of offset, but now it's centered.
Yeah, we moved that. We centered it on the Plus, whereas previously it was left aligned. So that was a little improvement. I don't know if that one was on the list or not.
It was. And the next item that's on the list.
The Bright
Plus PF key.
Yeah, we added a side key function that's assignable to a PF key called Bright Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does is increase the brightness of the display. So if you have one brightness level that works for you indoors and another brightness level that is better outdoors, you can just push the button to increase the brightness.
Well, you can do it a couple of times. You go, boom, a little bit brighter, boom, full brightness. I did it. I was playing around with it yesterday, and it's just like a couple of hits, and it's really bright. And I think that's a pretty nice little feature right there on its own.
Yeah, there are 10 brightness levels total, and you can basically use the button to cycle upward. If you're at brightness 10 and you press bright up, it'll go back to 0 or 1.
It toggles.
And then
you
10 presses and you're all the way through them.
There's also an improved process for entering text through the keypad.
Yeah, this is a minor improvement, but it makes the KG-935G Plus work more similar to some of the other Ocean models, where if you're entering text through, like, say you're changing the channel name directly from the radio, it previously didn't have any way to let you go backwards. One arrow was choosing a character, and then the other arrow was to move forward. Am I right? There wasn't really.
I think so.
So let's say you're pressing the button quickly, and you want the letter D. You accidentally scroll past it. Now you got to click the button 100 more times until you get back to it. Now you can use the side keys to go forward and backwards, and the arrow keys to go up to down. Select a character. So it's so much easier to use. You can also use the star, I believe, to completely clear out a prompt.
Now that I didn't know right away. I should have done that.
You put it in the manual.
I did put it in the manual, but I forgot.
So
you know how much stuff is in the manual that I forgot? I got to go back and read the manual.
If you called for support, John would say, "Have you read the manual?" And you could say, I wrote the manual. I still forgot.
Oh, okay. Well, now we have a few other items here. There's
surely we're out of features by now.
Not yet, but wait, there's more. We have the battery display indicator with a new bat type menu.
Oh, bat type. I like this one. Okay. KG-935G, we had a battery icon. In the upper right-hand corner. It was a picture of a battery, and it went from full green to like partial green. The green got smaller.
2/3 and then 1/3, and then it's
and then everything's off when it dies. Okay. Now you can choose if you want that icon, battery meter. You can choose if you would rather have a percentage from 0 to 100 show up in the corner.
Yeah.
You can also choose to show the battery voltage instead.
Actual voltage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, because some folks prefer seeing the actual voltage of the battery rather than than the little battery icon.
Yeah, I'm going to chalk that up as a minor improvement, but it's a
personal preference.
There. Yeah,
but you have it.
It's more configurability. How does it hurt?
So there is also a new menu item for displaying voltage on demand.
Oh yeah, previously. What was it? You could get voltage maybe during power on.
Right. But now you can just go to the menu. You can find out, make sure that the voltage is stable, and you've got.
We'll find out exactly how much. There's multiple ways now to get the voltage while the radio's on.
And there's one more item. Did we mention, we did not mention this before, did we mention that another physical change to the radio is that we changed the band button to area. We renamed it to area.
We did.
To avoid some confusion there.
And we talked about this more on the episode with the KG-1000G Plus, where we did the same thing. It also had a band button. That band is kind of misleading, and I think I went on about it there for a little while. So go back to that one. I won't do it now, but basically changing band to area makes it more consistent with the new KG-1000, and I think it better reflects what the radio actually does. Now,
I agree with that.
We left a feature, holding band on the 935G would activate weather mode. So you didn't have to tie up a PF key to turn weather on. We left that. So now holding in area will still activate the weather mode.
So that's it. I told you this radio is full of wizards.
It's full of wizards. I
It
love
just
it.
is.
I love it. That should be the tagline. That should be the tagline.
So that's what we've got. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is, as if we really need more.
That's
I
it.
mean,
It's our shortest episode ever.
I think this is pretty much, so far, this is the ultimate GMRS experience. This radio delivers the ultimate GMRS experience so far.
I agree. I think this is the best GMRS radio that is made by anyone, anywhere.
What would you pay for all of this in this radio? Would you pay $200, $300, $400 for this radio? But wait, the KG-935G Plus is only available for the low price of only
$169.99. That's $20 over what the 935G is.
Now that we've introduced the 935G Plus, what's going to happen with the 935G? Inquiring minds do want to know, because we handled this a little differently with the XS20G.
Yeah, at the XS20G, there were no hardware improvements at all. It was largely a firmware update, or a software change on the radio. And we replaced the model straight away because the price didn't change. With the 935G Plus, because there's a price increase and because so many people love the original 935G, we're going to keep carrying the 935G. If you prefer the 935G, or if you don't want to spend $169.99, you'd rather $150 fits better in your budget. The 935G is tried and true. People love it.
Well, if you want that 935G, the regular one, but you want that USB-C battery, you buy that battery and you still have a regular 935G. But if you spend $20 more for the 935G Plus, you get the USB-C battery plus everything in the Plus.
It's a radio full of pluses.
So to me, I think that is the best value.
Yeah, I think if you want the USB-C, you're better off just going with the Plus radio and taking all the new enhancements. Yeah, for sure. Rather than buying the 935G and adding the battery. Unless you want two batteries. If you're going to buy two batteries anyway, maybe make that second battery.
You can never have too many batteries.
There's a lot of ways to wrap this. The 935G Plus is also available in an anniversary edition kit. It's significantly more because it contains all the accessories. It gives you a programming cable. It gets you extra batteries, a speaker mic, earpiece, AA battery case, battery eliminators, vehicle charging adapters for the drop-in charger.
Yeah.
Goodness, I can't think of it. Check the website for the anniversary edition 935G kit if you're interested in that, because it comes with it. It is a good value.